My husband's getting drinks with a coworker and I'm terrified. My husband, 35M, and I, 34F, have been together for 9 years, married for 5. He was showing me a video on his phone the other day, and a text came through from a female name I didn't recognize. I asked who it was, and he said she's a colleague from a company that his company works closely with. He has text previews turned off, so I couldn't actually see what was said, but my suspicions were raised. I know it's wrong, but when he was in the shower that evening, I looked through his phone to see who this girl is and why she's texting him. I found out that they've been getting coffee and lunch during the workday, sometimes to talk about work, sometimes not. Prior to last week, it was maybe once a month communications to plan these. Then she joined a board that he's on last week, so they had a board meeting and then seemed to go out as a group for drinks after until about 11. I did know that he was out with his colleagues during this time and wasn't concerned. What is concerning is that he texted her that night making sure she got home safe and telling her how much fun he had, that he'd been hoping to have more opportunities to talk with her instead of everyone else. The next morning, he texted her good morning and asking her to drinks one-on-one next week. She agreed, and he said he couldn't wait. Of course, I looked her up, and she's a very beautiful woman, probably in her mid-20s. I asked again later who she was and what their connection was. He reiterated that she's a colleague and is helping get him connected with exciting opportunities in her organization. I know he's been really focused on networking, and she has a lot of high-up community connections that it looks like she's introduced him to. He's also a friendly guy who likes to be involved through board work and professional groups. I don't want to go scorched earth and accuse him of anything inappropriate, since my insecurity has been a major issue we've had to work through in the past, but I'm terrified he's going to cheat on me. Would this send off alarm bells for you? And how would you respond without accusing him and ruining the marriage? Added comments commenter, if nothing else, he has a crush and is sliding straight into emotional affair. Not knowing him, I couldn't say, but straight to physical would be some guys. Response if she is reciprocating the interest. Edit to add, I have female friends and I have never texted good morning. Papa. It all seemed professional up until last week, but yes, he was the one reaching out to plan things and would occasionally steer the conversation away from work, asking how her day was, if she has any plans, saying they should do something together over the weekend, and she seemed to shut it down. But now, after last week, it seems like she's saying yes, and the texts from both of them got much less professional with smiley faces, multiple exclamation points, that sort of thing. How would you recommend handling it? Commenter info. Based on the conversations you've seen, is he generally the one initiating contact? He's literally always the one initiating. Date Jan 30th, 2025. Well, you were all correct. I continued to monitor his texts without saying anything, and he continued to be flirty, texting her good morning, telling her how he couldn't wait to see her, and how happy he was to hear from her throughout the day. They did go out for dinner and drinks the other night. It sounds like it must have gone well, since they're now having flat-out conversations to set the framework for their affair. They've discussed that they want to keep things private and out of work, that she doesn't like that he's married, but they both have mutual feelings and are going to continue and are on the same page about everything, and that she initially didn't want to start this, but has developed feelings she can't ignore, while my husband told her that he's always had these feelings and couldn't resist her. Not sure if anything physical happened, but I'm assuming it did. I thought I'd be heartbroken, but now I'm just furious. I'm getting my affairs in order to confront him and end the marriage. Thanks for all the feedback and advice. I am not the original poster. Please don't contact or comment on linked posts.